Hello, this is Shook Knight, and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Masculinity. I have to apologize to my viewers for missing last week. I actually recorded an entire episode with my compatriot Caleb, where we were talking about, my collaborator, we were talking about the Matrix and the Red Pill in general. And we got into a very deep discussion about the Matrix and the Red Pill and all that other kind of stuff. Went on for quite a long time, actually. And then when we played it back, there was a serious audio issue. You could hear him just fine, but you couldn't hear me at all, which he was okay with, but I figured we'll probably try it again. He's actually really interested in the idea of starting a Twitch channel, which would allow us to be able to, let's say, show parts of the movie while dissecting it. So I wanted to see if you guys were okay with that. If that sounds like a good idea for you. We could have a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel for this type of thing, so that's kind of cool. For those joining us for the first time, I'd like you to watch the first 2 episodes, first of all, just to get an idea of what it's about. But we're trying to counteract a lot of the online resources available for men out there and introduce them to a version of masculinity that's not anti-female. So, for this episode, over the last week or so, it's been crazy in my life. We've been doing a move. I've been super busy at work because of all the stuff that's been going on. So, I'm just doing a really quick episode responding to some of the commenters online. So, I'd like to do that right now, and thank you guys for your comments for sure. I've got nothing but positive feedback, which is great. Number 1, comment from about 3 weeks ago from Brittany Anderson, who actually secretly happens to be a friend of mine, but she was one of the first to subscribe to my channel, so gotta give props to her. Thank you, Brittany. She said, I'm quite interested to see your future videos. I've always tried to understand and see things from the male perspective. Society treats men differently, and it's not always in a better way. I think the harshness that men are supposed to deal with has a hand in the levels of toxicity. So many other men and women encourage the harshness towards men, and it just perpetuates the injustice and psychological damage. Very on point. Very well put, Brittany. You're absolutely right. Miso Texan 69. Pretty awesome Twitter handle there. Sorry if I mispronounced any of your names. There are a lot of weird ones out there. So wrote on there that he's actually quite anxious to see the next video. I've been rejected so many times in the past, he says, so I can relate on very many levels. I'm so fortunate to have a gorgeous, intelligent, loving, and extremely passionate girlfriend now, but I don't want to lose sight of the difficult path it took to get here. I'm with you, buddy. Same thing, but with the wife instead of girlfriend. Looking forward to insightful and educational information on the topic, and 69 forever. Further on, Zubair Abdullah says he came from Reddit, a little strong arm emoji, because I did also post a link to this topic on the ex-Red Pill forum for the ex-Red Pillers that are out there. Our Nation says he's interested in the next video and wanted to know if I've hosted any other shows, because I look very familiar. The answer is no. Maybe I just have one of those faces, I don't know. I did try hosting a show a while back that was Comics Explained, but it wasn't popular amongst anybody but my own personal friends, basically. So, Manuel Diaz says, hey, such an amazing video. Have you considered doing more extended videos? Well, yes, actually. The first couple of videos I wanted to kind of be a little taste, a soupçon, if you will, a little appetizer to get people interested in it and appeal to those that maybe want shorter bites. There will be longer episodes for sure. The Matrix episode I was referring to, we actually recorded about an hour. Could have talked for another hour if we wanted to. So maybe that's what the Twitch channel could be reserved for, the longer videos, and the YouTube could be for shorter ones. You can always share your thoughts in the comments. Persian Hellbilly says it was an awesome video, so thank you very much there. Those are the comments that are on the YouTube channel. There's comments on the Reddit post that I shared the link to the YouTube channel on there. So Emzw on Reddit said, thank you, this is great. Danny0061 says he loved it and just subscribed, so thank you again, Danny. Slater10 said it was wholesome and loved the intro. Also liked the second episode, where he said the definitions that we provided were great. So that's awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. I did happen to notice that I got over 100, like 160 something views on the first episode, which was awesome. I'm just floored at that response. I'm very, very excited. But the second episode dipped quite a bit, so I don't know if it's very easy to tell that there's more than one episode, if you guys get notified or something like that. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong. I don't know. My favorite comment I saved for the last is from Surprise Banana Spider. Not a friend of mine, okay? But he did say he subscribed, and he says, I like your personality and would love to see your take on these subjects. Your voice is nice to listen to. Crisp. It sounds like you've got decent audio equipment. That's this bad boy right here. Little Yeti mic. Try to keep it out of the frame a little bit because, well, otherwise it looks a little phallic, I guess. But he says, yeah, I think I can dig it. Good job putting yourself out there, man. We see a lot of women discussing the topic. Some of them are decent, and some others are just, Not that they're all bad. They aren't. I've agreed with some of them on some things and not on others. It's nice to see a man do this for other men, and yes, he supports this effort. So we'll see where it goes. Wow, just amazing compliment there, especially on the voice, which I've always found to be grating and annoying when I hear it myself. So all the more reason why I love that comment on there. So yeah, I am in touch with somebody on Twitter that is actually a female that has a lot to say about toxic masculinity, so we'll probably be getting into that next week. She posted a little thread of a whole bunch of things that are little notes, little signs of toxic masculinity, basically. But I wanted to share one that I saw on there. I don't know where it got posted initially. It was Reddit, or Twitter, or whatever, but it's out there in the blogosphere, basically. So I'm going to share it here. It's just so funny, some of the stuff. This really ties into what Brittany was saying about how society can train us that things are toxic when they're not. So this lady wrote in and she said, my boyfriend and I have been together for 7 months and it's been great. I joined his friend group and befriended the other 2 girlfriends in the group, one who is dating T. T is a lovely guy. An example, if his girlfriend asks for a glass of water, he'll say, sure thing, babe, and get one for her. My boyfriend and his friends make fun of T for constantly being a simp. It's a very common term, by the way, in the red pill and PUA community. Simp or beta or cuck or whatever. They insist that doing something nice for your girlfriend or admitting any love at all for her means you're a simp. Simp is getting to the point where my boyfriend won't hold my hand and will on a walk with me because he doesn't want to be a simp. He's affectionate at home, of course, or when he's just with me, and I know that he loves me, but I'd like to ask him to do a face mask with me. He'd decline without giving a shot because that's, quote, being a simp. What's going on? When did showing any affection or being nice to your girlfriend become being a simp? How can I get him to stop thinking being a simp is a bad thing? Now, of course, she's not asking me directly for this information. It's just something I found online, but it is a really, really good example of some of the stuff that's out there for men. When did it happen? It's been going on for quite a while. It's been going on for decades, generations, centuries, millennium, whatever. The idea of showing emotions is generally not a masculine thing. The idea of doing feminine things is generally not a masculine thing. I don't agree with this. I actually had my wife do a manicure on me a couple of weeks ago. I believe in taking care of myself. I actually just took a shower this morning and put some moisturizer on my face afterwards and stuff like that. Little things that would be considered, I believe the term is metrosexual, but I don't really care if they consider it to be a simp. I'll go and get a manicure and pedicure with my wife, and I don't really care. So it's not a bad thing, holding hands, not a bad thing. Doing things for the one you love, not a terrible thing at all. Now, there's of course lines to be crossed here, where if you're the one contributing like 80 to 90% into the relationship and the other person's contributing 10 or 20 or taking advantage of you, then that's one thing. But that could happen in either direction, male or female. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Sorry it's such a short one. We're going to try to work on longer ones in the future, especially next week when we go into the Twitter feed for that person I met on Twitter. It's really cool. So in the meantime, I hope you guys stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, of course. Write comments down below. I will take negative comments as well. Anything that you can provide would be great. Thanks a lot, guys, for staying tuned again, and stay tuned next week. Thanks a lot.